Hi guys, I want to give you a first impression of this BFight 210. When I saw this in the box, I thought that it looked really nice, and also because of the thinness of the legs, it also looks very small comparing with other similar size quad. So I was happy with the setup, and before I forget, the issue with the receiver white wire or something, it has been fixed by the manufacturer. The white wire is no longer there. So anyway, this flies really well, and I think it's worth the money. When I bought this, it was 99 US dollars, but now although it has increased a bit, I still think that this is a good buy. It's very well balanced, easy to control, very locked in. So I have no problems recommending this to anyone who wants the 210 size, and this is actually a very well made quadcopter, and the earlier issues have been fixed by the seller. So why don't you go and try this one out. Anyway, the rest of the videos is the unboxing, setup, and indoor flight test. So I hope you guys like this video. Please like and subscribe to my channel for more videos. Just remember, quadcopter is not rocket science. See you next time. Hi guys, so in this part of the video, I'm going to show you how I set up my BFight 210. I lowered the camera by loosening the two screws at the side here, and I've zip tied the motor's wires down with a zip tie. The reason being that this one, even though it's wrapped in some kind of cloth tube, but it's still moving around, so I don't want it to move around. And also I rubber band the power connector to the side here. And if you look at the bottom here, I didn't use the battery strap, because if you use the battery strap, you have to go through this part here, which is the bottom of the ESC. And because of the solder points and the wires there, the strap cannot go through this part. And also because if you put the strap through there, even if it works, there may be a possibility of a damage caused to this ESC board because of the movement of the battery if there's any crash. And if you look at here, this is the VTX antenna. So normally VTX antenna is attached to, or is run through the top here. It goes straight up. I was thinking if I've been fixing the antenna on the arms on the angle like this, I was thinking that I wanted to experiment this with this VTX antenna here, and it actually works. I'm surprised that it works very well. You can see the video later on. So this is in fact the antenna for the receiver. This is a D8 antenna, so the receiver is actually very short. So initially I wanted to put the antenna through the back here, but then there is a danger of being cut by the props. So instead I put it up somewhere here, and then I put a zip tie through there, and then support that with a heat shrink, and I put the antenna through there, and I use a rubber band to further secure this. That's all the setup that I've done with this quad, and that's enough to protect the antennas and to protect everything else. So this is the unboxing part of my BFight 210 quadcopter that I recently bought from Gearbest. So I bought it for US dollars 99 with coupon, and you can see that this quad comes with two sets of props. One set is blue in color, the other one is pink or red color. So the quad is actually put in this foam bag, and it comes with zip ties for the battery, also some no, not zip tie for the battery strap for the battery, zip tie for antennas, and then it also comes with this instructions leaflet. You can see the schematic drawings of the flight control board. So BFight actually comes from Aurora RC. So the next part you can see is the instructions on how to connect your FR Sky, Fly Sky, and DSMX receiver, and also it shows you the specification for the camera, and also the VTX channels on the top. So it uses the flashing lights to indicate the different power output and also the band and channel for the VTX transmission. So the quad itself comes packaged in a foam bag, although it's not really enough, but then it's sufficient that the quad is not damaged during transport. The models is Fly branded, and the camera is on the front. Potentially the camera can be damaged because there's nothing at the front to protect it. And this is the side, the back with the power connector ST60. And at the bottom, you can see the legs are separate parts, and it's quite tough, which is good. It can prevent a lot of vibrations. And it's screwed onto the frame itself. And that's the side of the quad where the USB port is, and that's the beeper next to it. And you can see the solder points are quite good. And at the back you can see the connection for the VTX antenna, and then the antenna is temporarily put on the top. And on this side you can see the receiver and also the receiver antenna. So basically that's it for this quad. It looks very compact and nice. So included with this quad is the alternative VTX connector. For this one, you can connect that, I think it's called IPX connector. You connect that to the VTX on the quad, and you have the RF PSMA type of connector for the top part. So you can use a normal standard circular polarized antenna on this quad. Receiver issue has been fixed by the manufacturer of the quad. The white wire has been taken out, and there is no problem anymore. So I'm just comparing the sizes with the X220, and you can see that the Eachine looks a bit bigger than the BFight 210. So that's really interesting. So with the size difference, I think the BFight will fly much better than the Eachine Wizard. Same thing applies to this quad, which is an X frame. This X frame is bigger than the BFight 210, and I also compare that with another Eachine Wizard type of frame. It's also much bigger than BFight 210. So I really like the BFight 210 frame size. So I'm going to bind the BFight 210 with my Tyrannus. So this comes with a D8 FR Sky receiver. So as usual, I just copy one of my previous model and change this name to BFight 210. So I also changed the protocol to D8, and that's what I do normally. So it's much easier to create model and to bind. So when I press and hold this, and when after I connect the battery, it's supposed to go solid green, and that's when it is in binding mode. So I just need to press this. So that's supposed to be in binding mode. Hang on. Okay. So next thing that I need to do is to press enter on my Tyrannus. So as you can see, the light goes off. That means it's already bound. So I need to exit, disconnect, reconnect. Yeah, I think it's bound. So that ends the binding process. So I'm testing the camera to see whether it works with this G10. Yep, so it works with band E channel 7. Yep, band E channel 7. So you have the OSD in the screen, as you can see. So I connected the BFight to my PC, and apparently the driver has been installed, but BFight doesn't recognize it yet. So what I need to do is I need to reinstall a driver. So I'm going to use Impulse RC driver fixer, so to see whether it works or not. So don't worry about the fail state. So just disconnect, reconnect. So you can see on the right hand side of the PC screen, you can see that you have COM14 already there, so which means that it can be recognized by the PC now. So I can now connect to the PC, and let me check to see whether the
oh yeah, that was the
receiver
right
is bound. It should be. Yes. Let's go to the receiver tab. So it's bound. You can see that the sticks are moving, but they're not the same channel mapping as is Tyrannis. So I need to change that to TAER. So this should do it. Yep, that's done. As you can see, the sticks are not in the middle. The midpoint is not 1500. Let me see. The throttle is also not between 1000 and 2000, and obviously the roll and pitch, they are all not between 1000 and 2000. So I need to change that. So what we need to do now is to go into the settings. So this is just to show you, these are the usual channels I have. TAER, ARM, mode and beep. That's all you need. So this is the page where you can change the midpoint and end point. And because I copy this from another model, the numbers are not hundreds or in the usual 0, 100, 100. So that's why the numbers on the screen they are not balanced. So what we need to do now, we have to make some adjustment. So the first channel is T, throttle, so let's do that. You don't need to change the midpoint, just go to here. This is the minimum point, so now my sticks is on the lowest, so I can change this. I need to go down. And that's the lowest I can go. That should be fine. So I just press enter. Go to the next one, the maximum. Just push the stick up to the maximum. And it has to go down. Yeah, I think it's 2000, just let me check. Yeah, that's fine, it's 2000, so just press enter. So minimum is 1007, maximum is 2000, that should be fine. So next, let's go exit, channel 2, TA, A is aileron, roll, so let's check that one. So the next one that I want to adjust is the channel 2. So channel 2 is the aileron, so which is the roll, which is this one. So now just enter. I want to set the middle position, so the sticks is already in the middle, so what you need to do is just press enter, and then I think just need to lower it down. Yeah, I think that's just right, roughly, yes. Let's press enter. So now I need to do the minimum position, which is this one. So I need to move the sticks to the minimum. Yeah, I just need to so that's the lowest that you can go. There's some other settings that you can do to make it go lower, which is using Betaflight, which I'm not going to do here now. That's it. So let's go enter. Next one. This is a maximum position. So just enter. Press the stick to the maximum. And keep pushing it until it goes to around 2000. Yep. This one. So just enter. Exit. Channel 3 TAE is the pitch, which is this one. Just enter. Go to the middle point. And then lower it down. Yep. So press enter, go to the minimum point, enter. So just press the sticks down. Still 107, that's fine. So press enter, next enter. The maximum point, need to reduce it. Enter. So now the last one is the yaw. Enter. Go to the midpoint. Push the stick up to the middle point. And then just press enter. That's roughly it. So go to the minimum. Push the stick to the left. Same thing, 1007, that's fine. Press enter. That looks all fine. So that concludes the adjusting the midpoint and points of the sticks. So what you need to do is just save the settings. just turning on the expert mode so that it will give you more options on the screen. So now let's set up the mode. So this one will need arming, angle, horizon, and beeper. So the arming will always be auxiliary 1. The mode is always auxiliary 2. So the beeper for me is always auxiliary 3. So now let's make sure that is correct. You can see that the indicator goes all the way to the other end, but it's not covered by the orange or yellow range lines. So we need to make sure that the indicator is within that range. Okay, that's fine. So the next one we want to test is the angle and horizon. So that's this switch here, this one. So I need to move the slider here so that we start with angle, horizon, and acro. That's correct. So I use this for beeper. Oh, hang on, sorry, the wrong switch here. Yeah, that's correct. So what I need to do now, I need just to save the settings. Okay, now let's try this. That's the beeper. Okay, everything seems to be alright. So let me just connect the quad and just try it. That's arming. So I think it's because it doesn't go down to 1000, it doesn't arm. So let me try to fix this by see whether I can take the throttle down further using this.
Trim center. 2 minutes.
Okay, let me take this offline and I'll come back. Okay, I think I know what's happening. If you look at the screen on the PC, you can see that the quad is not level, so that's why it doesn't arm. So what we need to do now is to calibrate the accelerometer. Okay, we always go to the configuration and save. So before I try again, I need to check the configuration. So this one has motor stop, that's fine, that's what I need. So everything else is fine. So now I'm going to try arming this. It should work now. So let me now try to see whether the fail-safe works. So let me try to arm this and then turn off the transmitter. Yep, so fail-safe works, so that's good.
Oh yeah, that was the right switch. Throttle warning.
Okay, now I just want to go through the other settings and see whether they are okay or not. So the ports is UART3 for S-Bus. Configuration, I've gone through that. It's fine, motor stop, everything. Fail-safe, we just tested that, it's fine. So the PID tunings, I'm just leaving it as stock. We have done the receiver, so you can see that the quad diagram on the PC screen is stable. That's good. The mode we have set up. The rest we don't really need to do, but I just need to check the OSD. I usually don't like the artificial horizon and the horizon sidebar, so I just take them off. I think the rest I just leave them as it is. This one doesn't have a LED strip, so you can't see anything on the screen. So that's it, that's the settings for this BFight. So I just need to type in the version and see what version that this one has for better flight. So this is using the 3.1.7. So I'm going to leave it as it is for the test flight. So that concludes the better flight settings for the BFight. So according to the chart, now this is 2 and 3 red lights, 2 blue lights and 3 green lights. So that's channel 8 and band E. So this is to see the channel and the frequency, and this one is the transmission power of the VTX. So this one flashing 2 times, which means that this is on 200 milliwatts. So I'm not going to touch that, I'm just leave it as 200 milliwatts.